My husband's secret unraveled the night his phone lit up with a stranger's name, and I realized I'd been living a lie. I'm Nora, 34, a tax consultant buried in deadlines for a coastal freight company. My routine, once a steady pulse, had turned suffocating. That Wednesday, Evelyn, my mother-in-law, breezed into my apartment with a key I'd pleaded with Julian to retrieve. "Nora," she said, her voice sharp as a blade, "a woman your age should be raising heirs, not chasing numbers." Evelyn, a retired fashion mogul, wielded her judgments like a scepter. Living a short drive away, she invaded my space regularly, her critiques as relentless as her designer scarves. She helped herself to my tea, glancing at my laptop's tax forms with a sneer. "I'm troubled," she said, unprompted. "Without a child, who'll inherit Julian's legacy?" Her late husband's freight empire was her obsession, as if it rivaled a kingdom. "Julian's the last heir," she added. "No child, no future." I stood, pulse racing. "I've got a client call in 15. Lock the door when you leave." She stayed put. 6 years married, Nora. Are you even committed? I bit my tongue. Julian and I had tried for years, hoping, grieving, failing until we stopped dreaming. Now it was just me, the bills, my job, and a marriage fading like old ink. Julian, 36, was once tender, but now he bent under Evelyn's will like a reed. He'd grown distant, staying out late with flimsy excuses. "Work drinks," he'd mutter, dodging my gaze. At first, I trusted him. Then he started skipping my dinners. "Ate pizza with colleagues," he said one night. "You don't eat pizza," I replied, voice tight. He shrugged and left the room. I pitched a weekend escape to reconnect. He groaned, as if I'd asked for the moon. "If you weren't so harsh with Mom, maybe we'd be okay," he snapped. The words burned. "What's broken here?" I asked softly. He shut the door. Then I found a credit card statement on the counter. Pacific Bank, $11,237.89 owed. Charges for a Rolex, a vineyard tour, a Chanel purse, none mine, all linked to our address. In the garbage, I taped together receipts, a $600 cashmere shawl, a romantic dinner for two. A hint of rosewater lingered on Julian's jackets, not my scent. I didn't confront him. Instead, I tracked his car's routes, snapped photos of receipts, and saved statements, building a case while dreading the truth. The reckoning hit at 4:02 a.m. Julian's phone buzzed. He was on a business trip in Raleigh. I answered. "A woman, frantic, are you Julian's wife?" "He's at the Regency Hotel." He collapsed, his heart. "They're rushing him to St. Mary's." I sped through the dark, heart hammering, to a hospital reeking of iodine. The nurse was curt. "Wife? ICU, room 217. He's critical." The hallway felt endless, lights humming. Outside his room, I stopped. A woman stood there, young, radiant, like a model from a perfume ad. Her emerald dress was couture, her Dior bag pristine, but her hands trembled, eyes swollen. She saw me. "Nora," she whispered. "I'm Celeste." "Who are you?" I demanded. She faltered. "Julian and we were to be married." My world cracked. "He said he felt faint," she stammered. I thought it was stress. She wore a watch I'd gifted Julian for our 4th anniversary. Before I could speak, Evelyn arrived, her perfume suffocating. She saw Julian, wired to machines, and gasped. Then her gaze softened on Celeste. "You're Celeste," she said warmly. "Thank heaven." Celeste's voice broke. "I'm pregnant. Julian's baby." Evelyn hugged her like a daughter. "Our legacy lives," she whispered, ignoring me. I stood erased as my life collapsed. Julian died 4 days later, silent forever. At the funeral, Evelyn demanded Celeste sit front row, family now. I gave the eulogy, voice hollow, while Celeste, in sleek black, glowed like a star. At the reception, I caught Celeste's laugh. Nora had 6 years and gave him nothing, she told a cluster of guests. No kids, no fire. She lost him. Evelyn nodded loudly. Perhaps Julian needed a true partner. My knees buckled. Then my brother, Lucas, ex-Marine, strode in, eyes blazing. "Celeste Lane," he said, voice like ice. I knew you looked familiar. He faced the crowd. She's married to Mark Tate, a vet in Portland. She emptied his accounts, vanished, and now she's here, playing fiancé. Murmurs erupted. Lucas played a recording, Celeste's voice clear. I've faked the pregnancy. Julian's family is loaded. Once he's gone, I'll claim the kid. Evelyn sank into a chair. Celeste paled. Mark burst in, divorce papers in hand. Sign, he growled. She scrawled her name, then fled as Lucas mentioned fraud charges. Silence settled. Evelyn whispered, I misjudged everything. It wasn't enough, but it was a start. Weeks later, I found common work. Then I couldn't keep breakfast down. A test showed 2 lines. My doctor beamed, you're pregnant, Nora. In my car, hand on my stomach, I exhaled. Julian left betrayal, but this child, mine alone, was my redemption, a light after the storm.